Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Carla Marie Ases, pediatrician and a mom and creator of @PediaMamaPH. Today I am so excited because I will be joined by a woman I truly admire. She's also a doctor and a mom, and I have partnered with her to make this video about skincare products and whether or not they truly do the things that they promise to do. So without further ado, let me introduce to you Dr. Maria Padilla Evangelista Huber. She's a board-certified dermatologist who ranked #1 in the 2014 Dermatology Board examinations. Aren't we all lucky that we have her here today? She's also an internationally certified dermatopathologist, a dermatologist who studies skin and its diseases at the microscopic level. And as if that's not enough, she also had a master's in clinical trials. She likes investigating if there is enough evidence behind products or procedures to recommend their use. And last but not the least, she's an award-winning researcher, a wife, and a first-time toddler mama to Zoe Quinn. Hi, Doc.
Hi everyone, and thank you, Carla, for that kind introduction. I'm so happy to be here.
Thanks, Doc Mara. You know what? I'm happier that you're able to join me here. I'm so excited for all the mommies who are watching this right now, and even the dads and everyone who are following us, because I'm sure that we're going to learn so many things from what you are about to share with us today. So, in order for us to start this off, I actually asked my followers about some skincare products that they're curious about if these products do work or not. First item on the list is sunscreen.
So, sunscreen, absolutely worth it. Worth it. In fact, I would say it's the only truly essential skincare product other than cleansing, of course. And why is that? So, the sun is a source of ultraviolet radiation. Now, this radiation causes damage to our skin in many different ways. And the most famous is aging. So the sun causes aging. What are the signs of aging? Wrinkles, dark spots, and then the skin roughness. All of this can be caused by the sun. Other things the sun can cause, skin cancer. So all of these things can be prevented by just using sunscreen. Super, super must have. And another thing, it's so uso now, all the active ingredients, niacinamide, vitamin C, retinol, all of these things that have effects on the skin. But if you do not protect your skin with sunscreen, all of the hard work of the things you put on your face will be negated. So please use sunscreen. You can check out my Instagram. I talk about what are you looking for in a sunscreen, how are you supposed to apply the sunscreen. But essentially, you want a sunscreen that has an SPF of 30 and above. And then you want it to be broad spectrum, meaning it covers UVA and UVB. Hopefully, it's waterproof because mainit ang Pilipinas. It's hot in the Philippines. We sweat. So you want the sunscreen to stay in your face. And more importantly, you like it. So sunscreens are only effective if you use them. So they have to be something that you like to use so that they work. So find the sunscreen that fits your skin type. If you're oily, if you're dry, all of that. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, you did. And now I'm so excited to just go to that post of yours, search wherever it is, and stock up on sunscreen, right?
Thank
Okay,
you.
so for the next product on the list, people are so concerned about cocoa butter for stretch marks. Oh my gosh, that's so expensive. But Doc, does it really work? I mean,
Cocoa butter. Cocoa butter. Gosh, cocoa butter. Okay, so before I answer that question, let's first answer what a stretch mark is. Okay, so stretch marks happen when your body grows so fast and your skin can't keep up. So the body expands, the skin can't keep up. The collagen and elastin, which keeps the skin structure, these break. So these are found under the skin. They break because they can't keep up. So once they break, they form a sort of scar. So stretch marks are, in a way, scars. And like scars, they have a tendency to be permanent. You can probably improve in their appearance, but it's unlikely that they're going to completely disappear. So, question, can we prevent stretch marks? Another thing I do want to say, not everyone develops stretch marks. Sadly, I am one of those that will really and did develop stretch marks. A lot of the time, if a family member like your mom has stretch marks, then probably you are going to have stretch marks too, because there's a genetic component. Okay. So there are really people who are predisposed to stretch marks in the first place. And then there are also people who, for example, I have one kid. My stretch marks are worth 6 kids, but I know someone with 6 kids with 0 stretch marks. That's just the way it works. So
That's just how it
right,
is.
it's just the way it works. So that's why when you talk about prevention, sometimes people say, I applied this and I didn't develop stretch marks. The thing is, that person probably wasn't even gonna develop it in the first place. Maybe there was no genetic component, and maybe the weight gain was slow. Because the thing is, there's no mommy balm, mommy cream, and that includes cocoa butter, that can prevent stretch marks. In fact, researchers have really tried to see if there was anything at all, because that's going to make someone a bazillionaire, someone who can prevent stretch marks. But really, there isn't. Voila, nothing. So there's even one study, they have 200 pregnant women. Half of the 200 women, they gave cocoa butter. The other half had a cream with nothing in it, something you call a placebo cream. At the end of the study, they had an equal rate of stretch marks, meaning the cocoa butter didn't really prevent the stretch marks from happening. So many things say that, oh, it's going to prevent stretch marks, but really, there's no way around it, except maybe if you steadily gain your weight. So you have a slow weight gain. And again, if you're lucky, you don't really tend to get it at all. Cocoa butter is not really helpful to prevent stretch marks, but pregnant women tend to get dry, itchy skin. And in that case, cocoa butter is helpful, but not to prevent stretch marks. So if you ever want to buy a moisturizer, not just cocoa butter, it's fine. It can even help the itch, but will it prevent stretch marks? It won't.
Okay, so thank you for that enlightenment on cocoa butter. I just love that. Now let's proceed to our next skincare product. That is Korean sheet mask.
Okay, so what is a sheet mask in the first place? It is a mask, well, shaped or delivered as a sheet. So what's really important is you have this mask, which is made of a specific material, and then it has cutouts, right? So you can put it on your face. So the material could be cotton, microfiber, hydrogel, or sometimes even foil. And that's the material of the mask that you put on your face. And then they then impregnate, they put something in that mask because you want to get something from the mask. It's not enough that you have a mask. It has to have something that will ideally seep into your skin. And what's in those? So sometimes it's active ingredient. So when you say active ingredient, it's something that is supposed to execute an effect on your skin. So for example, it's going to be an acne mask. So if it's an acne mask, it could be a salicylic acid mask, a hydroxy acid mask. If it's a hydrating mask, maybe it has hyaluronic acid in it, glycerin in it. So you get the point. There's something in the mask that is supposed to work when it's left on skin. What I want to say is the ingredients in these masks are also found in skincare products that aren't masks. So for example, it can be in a serum, it can be in a cleanser, it can be in a moisturizer, it can even be in sunscreen. So the mask itself is just a vehicle. It's something to deliver the ingredients into your skin. The question here is it better than the other products that can also carry the ingredients into your skin? For me, sheet masks are not a fan of them. First, I feel that the benefit that you can get from other products that you don't have to throw away after. I find sheet masks just not ecologically sound because usually you apply it and then you throw it away. Isn't it better to just apply a serum or a cream direct on your face every night without having to throw it away? So, question, are they worth it? Well, I would probably save my money and buy something that is more ecologically sound, like I said, something I can keep using every day. And any effect you get from a mask is really temporary. Sometimes they say, "Oh, I put a mask and now it's working." You know why? Because you occluded your face, you put something on your face and you hydrated it. And the hydration is probably going to last 30 minutes to 2 hours. It does plump up your face. It's the water. It's plumping your face up, but it has no effect whatsoever that will stay longer than that. So if you want the occasional indulgence, go for it. But if the cost of that sheet mask is going to, it's so exorbitant that you're not going to buy something more powerful, like again, a sunscreen or a really good moisturizer or a really good serum, then I would go and just do away with the sheet mask. Is it bad in itself? No. But there are better products out there that I think you should be spending your money on.
Okay, so thank you, Doc. Our next product, it is, oh, I love this. So many of the mothers that come to my clinic use this for their children. Lucas Papao for actually anything, for some things they just say they can do, they can be the solution for everything, for anything,
Yes,
absolutely
Papa.
anything you can think of. So yes, Lucas
I mean,
Papao.
it really, you
Lazada.
can't deny it. It sounds so cute, right? Lucas Papao. It's
Papao!
it has this attractive sound, this very nice ring to it. Okay, Lucas Papao. Again, I like talking about what the product is before I weigh in on it if I think it's worth it or not. Okay, so Lucas Papao is essentially made up of petroleum jelly with some wax. That is the main
Okay.
ingredient, with a
Okay.
little bit of fermented papaya extracts thrown in, and also something called balsam of Peru, which is fragrance.
Mm.
So the thing about petroleum based products, so petroleum jelly based products, they're good occlusives. Occlusives mean they seal the skin to form a
Okay.
barrier, which
Uh-huh.
makes it helpful for very dry skin.
Mm.
So, for example, hands, feet,
Mm.
elbows, knees can also help with minor wound healing because it keeps the wound area moist so it won't scab. Also to prevent chafing, like in the diaper area, because you don't want things to rub against each other. So you want to
I
have a,
was gonna say,
yeah.
yeah.
But thing is, because it's a petroleum based product, why is it much more expensive than an actual petroleum jelly? There is a big, it's really a big difference in price point. So my question always is, what is the benefit that I am paying extra for? So in Lucas Papao, they say it's the fermented papaya, the extracts that have antimicrobial properties. So antibiotic properties. But the thing is, that is really not backed up by really sound medical evidence. So I'm on the fence there. That's not really something that has been consistently shown to be true. And then the
Mm-hmm.
other thing that I'm concerned about is the presence of fragrance in the product. Now, I'm not saying fragrance is bad. A lot of people can tolerate it just fine. But those with sensitive skin and even young kids don't really respond well to things with fragrance. Again, not everyone, but there is a subset. I actually prefer plain petroleum jelly without the papao extracts, without the fragrance, because it's cheaper. It's likely more hypoallergenic because there's no fragrance, and it delivers the same effect. I'm always for skincare products. If something delivers the same effect at a more affordable price point, mom, go for that. Why? You have so much more important things to spend for. Diapers, diapers. So, yeah, for me, it's not really something that you should buy. If you want, that's really up to you, but please keep in mind cost effectiveness.
For the next item, ha, also very common, you can see this everywhere and in different forms. Toners and micellar water. I don't even if those two things belong in the same category or what. So,
Right,
yes,
right.
is it
That's a
worth
good
it
question.
or skip it?
So in the past kasi, cleansers or soaps, they would leave a residue because the technology wasn't super good then. So cleansers actually didn't fully complete the job of cleansing. So a toner was created to finish off, the residue left after you cleansed. The toner then finishes it off and cleans it completely. So that was the purpose of the toners in the past. But nowadays, cleansers are so efficient, and really, a cleanser's purpose is to cleanse. It is not the toner's purpose to cleanse. It's the cleanser's job. And cleansers do that efficiently now. If it doesn't, change your cleanser. So, do you need a toner? Toners nowadays are of three types. First is what I mentioned, finishing off what the cleanser started, which is called astringent. So, that usually has alcohol in its ingredients, removes dirt or grime, but it tends to be very drying. I usually suggest skip that type of toner. The second type of toner is hydrating toners. They have ingredients that hydrate the skin. So, for example, hyaluronic acid, glycerin. So, these are ingredients that can be put into toners to hydrate the skin. Now, do you need it? Honestly, for me, moisturizers do a much better job and are more direct in the way that they replenish the moisture. Uh, so I would say it depends on you, but I would spend the money on a moisturizer if you really have dry skin. The third type of toner is a toner with a really specific active targeting a skincare concern. So, for example, a toner with a beta hydroxy acid for acne, or a toner, let's say, with alpha hydroxy acid for aging. So that's really a specific skincare concern that the toner addresses.
Mm-hmm.
In general, for me, I prefer the active ingredients I've mentioned on something that is more viscous, like, again, a serum or a cream, not really something very watery like a toner. I would prefer those products over toners. So I guess what I'm trying to say is toners are really not necessary, and a lot of skincare products can do what they're supposed to do, probably better. But if you enjoy the feeling of applying a toner in your face, have at it. But is it required? No. But I do suggest against those astringent toners I've mentioned, because a cleanser should be able to do that for you, and you don't need a toner to finish it off. Micellar water.
Yes.
Gosh, this is okay. This is sort of a controversial topic because people have different reviews about it. So when you say micellar water, it's actually a cleanser. It's a cleansing agent. What it's made of is a lot of water, a little bit of surfactant. So, surfactant is actually what makes a cleanser clean. So, a surfactant is something that binds the dirt and then washes away with water. So, surfactants can be mild or harsh. So, for example, a harsh surfactant is soap or sodium lauryl sulfate. And then you have the gentle surfactants that are found in your micellar water. And sometimes micellar water also has these hydrating ingredients, like I've mentioned, hyaluronic acid, glycerin. So they market this micellar water as something that you can clean your face with and don't need to wash it off. So that's the big deal here. You can clean your face in your bed and then you don't have to go wash it off. Isn't that, especially for a mom, right? It's like, that's the dream. You can just do it in your bed and then you don't have to get out of bed. So it's very appealing in that sense. I just can't imagine leaving surfactants, because surfactants, they don't really know, or they don't really differentiate between good and bad in the skin, because the structure of our skin, which has lipids, it's very similar to how dirt looks like. So, what surfactants do, they're able to remove both good and bad, which is why we always say you don't have to leave the cleanser on for a long time because that's going to cause changes in your skin. So, think of micellar water, it has very mild surfactants, but the thing is, they're still surfactants, and leaving them on your face can cause damage. So, if you have to wash off your micellar water, which I recommend, then what is the purpose of using something like that if you're not going to be able to, enjoy the benefit of not having to wash it off? That being said, I use micellar water to remove makeup, sometimes light makeup. So I use it and then I follow it off with a real cleanser. And then I still wash my face after.
Mhm.
So I also find micellar water expensive because the predominant ingredient is water. So there is a very big margin to earn because there's a lot of water and very little of anything else. So I find that it's expensive. So if you want to go for micellar water, it's fine, but please wash it off and don't buy something too expensive because it doesn't have to be expensive. It can be helpful, especially for patients with sensitive skin, but I still suggest to use it as an agent that you wash off after and not as something you leave on your face.
Okay. Okay, now that we're done with the toners and micellar water, let's proceed to our next beauty product or skincare product, Jade Rollers.
Okay, so I've seen claims on Jade rollers ranging from detoxifying skin to removing puffiness to triggering collagen production and removing wrinkles and all of that. There really
Mm-hmm.
isn't any evidence at all supporting any of those claims. But if you think about it, anything cool that you put on your face really has some level of the puffiness because the cold vasoconstricts your blood vessels, makes your blood vessels smaller. So you do have that effect of losing a little bit of puffiness, but that's temporary. And it has nothing to do with removing wrinkles at all because no amount of rolling will get to the point of your collagen underneath your skin. And again, the act of massaging yourself is some form of self care. So you could relax yourself and indirectly benefit your skin from it. But there is really no evidence that any of those claims are true, aside from the benefits I've mentioned, which is immediate depuffing and relaxation.
Mm-hmm.
Moms have very little time to themselves. So if rolling your face for like 3 minutes makes you happy, that's fine. But is it worth the money if you are going to not buy something because you bought this? It's not. So have at it if it's part of your relaxing routine, but don't have high expectations and do not buy something more essential just to buy a jade roller.
Okay, so we're clear on Jade Rollers. Now, let's go to the next item on the list, which is cleansing devices like cleansing brushes.
Oh gosh, right. So I recently had this poll in my dermatology IG where I asked my followers to tell me what was the biggest skincare product regret that they've had, and the winner by far by a landslide are these cleansing devices. So cleansing devices are, it could be a brush that you can use to aid in cleansing, or something that's battery operated and then it like
Yes, yes, yes.
right.
The silicone thingy. Yeah,
Yes.
we
So
do
there are
have
many
that.
versions. The thing is, my mantra when it comes to skincare is always simplicity and cost effectiveness. So if something, again, I keep saying this, if something more affordable can do the job just exactly the same as this other thing would be, but cheaper and more practical, when it comes to cleansing, these are your best tools. You don't need a brush for a proper cleanse. All you need is really your hands and a cleanser. And the thing I don't like about brushes is you have to clean them, you have to dry them. So if my cleansing brush needs to be cleaned and dried, that's already another few steps in my skincare routine. As a mom, I just can't. It's not worth it for me to have another step, a cleansing step for my cleansing brush. Because these brushes can harbor microbes when they're moist. Remember, like I said, water is a breeding ground for microbes. So you have to clean it, dry it, the way you did your face. So I don't think it's worth it because of that. You can have a perfect cleanse with just your hands. So for me, this is actually a hard pass.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you don't really need something so that the product goes like right between your skin. Your hands
Yes,
can do the same job, and
yes.
they're free. Thank God for free hands. Okay, just proceed with talking about collagen supplement. Collagen supplements for anti-aging.
So collagen is found in our skin. It's an abundant protein that gives the skin structure. So the thing about collagen is it declines with age. So it declines in quantity and quality.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, if you drink collagen, will it then translate to a higher collagen content in your skin, right? Collagen is protein, a protein. A protein is something that is made up of amino acids. So amino acids are like, small circles, and then they're connected together into chains, and you call those chains peptides. And then when these peptides or the chains of amino acids are all bound together, they become a protein. So collagen is made up of thousands of amino acids. When we eat protein, you break down the protein into its individual building blocks, which are peptides and your amino acids. So when you take collagen, it's not actually intact collagen that you're taking from these supplements. They are broken down collagen, which can be peptides of different sizes. So the idea is if you drink these peptides, these collagen building blocks, get to your skin, and they're going to exert some effect on the skin. You need to get whatever you drink into the blood because the blood takes it to your skin. So the first question is, if I drink collagen, will it get to my blood? So there are studies showing that if I drink collagen, it does get to the blood, but there's no evidence that it gets to the skin. Which is why for me, I don't think it is at all a must have. Because if it doesn't get to your skin, how is it supposed to exert its effects? What I would rather spend on are things that have been proven to, one, promote collagen production in the skin, and two, promote skin renewal. And what are these things? It's actually not things you drink, it's things that you put on your face. Sunscreen, vitamin C, topical, not what you drink, vitamin A derivatives like tretinoin, retinol, potentially niacinamide, and alpha hydroxy acid. So these things that I've mentioned have been proven time and again to really create changes in collagen.
I really, really love this. Your the information that you shared on this last product. Please do check out another video that we also made for you talking about baby products, whether these are nice to have, don't have, or are must-haves. And visit our pages at Dermatology for Doctora for everything skin, and also follow at PediaMamaPH for more things, parenting, and also child health. Thank you for joining us, and we hope that you could join us for more videos and you could check out more collaboration posts. See you again. Bye.
Bye.